Hello, it's Jen and her jammies, and I am coming to you with another fine fringe affected by a sleep mask. And I'm on here to chat this morning about my thoughts and ponderings over people's reactions or lack of reactions to what's going on in the world just now with the coronavirus. And I've been thinking about this a lot, and I've been listening to my teachers and pondering over things that I've been learning over the last decade about myself and about how people operate and how things in the body work. So particularly in the last year, all of 2019, I was hyper aware of my nervous system and how I've known for a long time how it functions and what the purpose of it is, etc, etc, but being able to experience different things on it. So, nervous system, you have parasympathetic, which is known as rest and digest commonly, and sympathetic, which is commonly known as fight, flight or freeze. Obviously they have much greater purposes, both of them, but we are seeing a lot of people at the moment in flight, fight or freeze. Sympathetic nervous system's hyper alert because fear is being instilled by the media, probably by the lack of guidance from the government or lack of confidence in what the government are or are not doing. And I just want to quickly, I've only got 10 minutes to do this, address each of these different phases, because there'll be a lot of people that are not even aware that this is what's happening to them. They have just gone shit a brick, fuck, and into whatever state of fight, flight or freeze that they're in. So very generally speaking, we can identify the people who are hoarding and panic buying as the people that are in flight. They are big time shit in their pants. That's why they're buying all the toilet paper. Just going, give me everything. I need to feel safe. Then there are the people that are in fight mode who are raging with these people for being in this flight space. And then there are the people that are just going, nah, I don't know what to do. And all of it is coming from the fact that the sympathetic nervous system has been aroused. And when that happens, the centre of rationality at the front of your brain, whether you are in fight, flight or freeze, has switched off and you have gone into survival mode. And that is, when you understand that, you go, oh, and that kind of takes a little bit of the crazy away, because you understand it and you can be aware of it. So 2019, I really was unwell. My sympathetic nervous system was hyper alert, and I would say to Chris, I know that I'm being really irrational, but you just need to roll with this just now, because my body is really responding, and there's some things that I'm doing and saying that are not me, and I know that they're not me, but we just need to roll with it and not get too caught up in my mentalness. And I can only be in that place because for the last 10 years, more than 10 years, I have really been working on noticing my behaviours and understanding my behaviours. If you've never been in a situation where you've felt like you want to understand yourself better, then you have no idea what's going on. You just go into this panic mode, this freak out mode, this anger mode, this bleh mode. And that in itself can be really challenging, and it'll only be in hindsight, when things have calmed down, that people will go, oh yeah, maybe I did overreact a little bit. But when they are in that heightened state, there's no trying to reason with somebody. If they're in flight and you're in fight and you try and approach them, all it's going to do is make the situation worse. They are going to hunker down and find control even more. And I feel like that's the same for the government as well. You know, a bit pissed off and a bit annoyed. These people are meant to be our leaders, they're meant to be looking out for us, doing best, and they're not making a decision. But what I think's happening there is they're trying to think of the right decision and not trusting their gut instinct and saying, this is what we're doing. Whether it's right or wrong, they're trying to weigh up all the options. And I know that when I make a decision, if I go with my gut, what happens happens. If I have that gut instinct and then start to try and rationalise it, and the longer I ponder over it, the less I know what to do. I really get stuck in that, I don't know, because I've thought about it for too long. And I really feel that that's what's kind of happening with the government, because whatever decision they make is going to be wrong for a lot of people. So we have to try and we have to take responsibility for ourselves. We have to just go, do you know what? If they're not going to step in and say, this is what we're going to do, like it or lump it, we have to make decisions for ourselves and just trust our own gut instinct. So if you want to self-isolate, self-isolate. If you want to go, fuck you, I'm not doing that, do it. But be very conscious that you could be potentially carrying and infecting other people as you're doing that, and other people that may be at greater risk. If you are aware that you are in fight, flight or freeze, what I would encourage you to do is pause and take a deep breath. If you are unwell, my heart goes out to you, my healing vibes are being sent to you. If you are not unwell, be really fucking grateful for that. And take that moment in that pause to be grateful for that, because that's going to help you come out of this space of fight or flight. If you can just pause and take a breath. And one of my teachers, Ram Das, is always be here and now. So the time is always now, the place is always here. And if you pause to take that breath, irrespective of what else is going on in the world, that is what's going on. Dan Milligan also talks about that in The Way of a Peaceful Warrior. The time is always now, the time is always now, the place is always here. And if you are well, you have fucking lot to be grateful for. If you are unwell, do everything you can to feel better and stay safe. If you come across somebody who is in that state, show compassion to them. Part of this is out of their control because their little brain has never had to deal with something like this before. Rather than trying to rationalise with them, take a moment and ask them to take a breath. Sit with them in their pain. Know that they are doing their very best in the circumstance right here, right now, and it might not be their rational person best, it might not be your high standards best, but where they are in their heads right now, they are doing their best. We are all always doing our best, and that's all we can ever ask of people. And we need to show that compassion to people. We need to show people that don't have the space to understand some understanding. So take a big deep breath in a low populated area, at least 2 meters between you and anyone else, with sanitised surfaces. Big deep breaths in and out, and be kind to each other. You know, it was only a month ago that everybody was be kind, be kind, be kind, and then this kicked off and everybody went, fuck you kindness, you're all a bunch of dicks. And I've said it as well. I'm not proclaiming to be innocent in this. I have said it as well. I have gone, what the fuck are these people doing? And it's only when I've sat down and reflected and taken a moment that I've been able to go, alright, hang on, okay. Come back to the breath. Be here, be now. Stay safe, people.